Yep, everybody
Hey
go on mute until
everyone.
you need to talk.
Thanks for tuning in. Um, we have the whole committee here in the
Okay.
background, so they may chime in. And let me know if you guys can hear me. Sorry, I had someone at my doorbell trying to ask me if I'll pay them to mow my yard, and I'm like, no, I'm fine.
You've got a bunny to eat the grass for you.
No, it's nothing but moss in my backyard. If you eat the grass, my house is gonna collapse.
We love moss. Moss is even better.
Yeah, until I lose it all. So, anyways, guys, this is the end of season awards, draft lottery, and general announcements. And then immediately following this, game one of the FBA finals will happen. So we're gonna go ahead and go through this. I know y'all are waiting for the results of the end of season awards and to see who gets the number one overall pick, and it better be pork sandwich. So first, some announcements. You guys have kind of seen the Arizona Whips have rebranded and moved slightly. Don't worry, they haven't gone that far. They're still in the state of Arizona, but they have rebranded as the uh, pearl clutching uh, Arizona Demons. They're going to have all the priests praying for their salvation as they have moved to Yuma, Arizona, and they are going to be occupying the Hades Arena. I hope they have AC down there. I really, really do, because everyone's going to die of heat stroke between Arizona and the absolutely hot Hades arena that is 3 miles under the ground, is my canon, what I'm going with.
Yep, absolutely.
Um, and a new abbreviation for you guys is AZD, and keep in mind uh, we are going to be making these changes on the wiki as soon as we can. We're going to have to update the new buttons and everything, so don't be surprised if you see some changes. It'll be a rolling change. Now, as y'all know, have seen on the Twitter, uh, the Texas Lone Stars have had a failure of negotiating with their uh, current arena, and they have moved, and we have the kit to show off. So, the Texas Lone Stars are now the Oregon Swashbucklers. They've decided to move to Oregon. Their new arena will be the Pads Arena, and their new abbreviation will be ORE. So this will also be going on over the off season. Worky, I'm sure you're very excited about having a pirate-themed FBA team.
Yar, better start baking some bread because pirates are my jam.
Josh, you are now banned from drafting any Worky-based character or signing any Worky-based character because I cannot survive that. Quick committee vote.
You gotta
All in
unmute for
favor
a
say
second.
aye.
Arr! That was awful.
No!
That was awful. You
they
should.
they
That
they
was
beat an
awful.
Oregon.
So I've been overruled. Wilsonville is kind of near the. It's not far from the major city. It's kind of like how the Atlanta. God, my baseball team, the Braves, are no longer in Atlanta themselves, but they're close enough to Atlanta that they're still the Braves, quote unquote. So the next thing, because this of move is so drastic, we have decided to realign and reorganize the Western Conference divisions. So, the new divisions, and I'm going to show you a map because I think it makes more sense to show you the map.
So first off, the Eastern Conference is not changing.
Yes, this is only the West. So we now have the three divisions, and the next slide will actually have the pictures of the teams, but this is more of a geographical distribution, except for Alaska and Hawaii, because Alaska and Hawaii ruin everything, and I blame TD for this, and Kings. and they, of course, remain silent in this matter. So, the Seattle Seahawks, Oregon Swashbucklers, Alaska Arctics, and Hawaii Kahunas will now make up the Pacific Division. The Plains Division will now consist of the 2 Canadian teams, the Edmonton Totems, Winnipeg Voyagers, Montana Howlers, and Dakota Bikers. And then the California-based, aka Valley Hill teams, San Jose, Santa Ana Spectrums, Arizona Demons, who helpfully moved so close to the California border, and the Las Vegas Wildcards will now make up the new desert division. We've renamed it from the mountains, even though it's a fairly mountainous terrain. I think the desert fits more accurately between those 4. In this way, also, we don't have, Seattle, who's a flat plain, flat rainy city in the mountain division, because that made a lot of sense. And Montana, the places.
Have you seen the mountains near that city?
I mean, there's a mountain.
It's the desert division. That's final.
It's the desert division. So, anyways, here is the breakdown. Basically, we try to keep at least 2 of the same teams in the same division. As you see, the Winnipeg, Dakota stayed buddied together. San Jose, Santa Ana stayed buddied together. And then Alaska and Hawaii stayed buddied together. And everyone else kind of got moved around just a little bit. So there's still some in-conference rivals and maybe some opportunities for new rivals based on proximity to each other.
Yeah, like Battle for Canada, eh?
Yes, we have the Canadians battling in the division. We have a Seattle, Oregon potentially developing with how close they are. Las Vegas will get to play against Santa Ana and the Thrust, which are much closer geographically. So a lot more interesting home games with closer opponents as well.
So long as they're retaining my favorite rivalry, which is the rivalry of fire and ice, we're good.
Okay.
Alaska and Hawaii.
I think we have 2 more slides before we get to the end of season awards, and I think I'll let TD take over as the Community Wiki Day discussion.
Yeah. So one of the things that we want to try to do going forward are these things called Community Wiki Days. They're something I've done in a few other communities I've been part of that have used wikis. And the idea is that we get as many people together on one day as possible to be updating the wiki. And the hope is that we can use those days to kind of, first of all, plug up some of the gaps we have in the wikis, because obviously that's just a thing that happens when you're using a wiki. Stuff sometimes gets left behind. And also to make sure that people are getting experience updating wikis. And the idea is we're going to have people on hand who have a lot of experience with this. On that note, if anybody here who has a lot of experience with wiki updating wants to run one of these, please reach out and we'll talk about it. The first one is going to be not this coming Saturday, but the Saturday afterwards, which is July 23rd, likely starting around 7 p.m. I'm going to be running this one, so for that one, I'll be around on the wiki. I'm likely going to be in a voice chat, sharing my screen as I'm working. And the priority for this one is getting some work done on the team season pages. I know you've all seen a lot of the announcements we've been making about these over, the past year or so. Historically, team season pages are kind of something that winds up falling to 1 or 2 contributors every summer, and they wind up doing a whole bunch of those. I think that was me back in 2020 or something. I just sat down and did a bunch of these. And I know they're kind of intimidating pages to work on, but really doing one of them isn't that much of a time sink. It's a couple hours of work, and there are going to be people on to give you a hand and to walk you through it. Obviously, Fated has built a whole bunch of really helpful guides on how to do this. I know Raddy and I have built a couple tools as well to help out with it. So the idea is let's get as many of these at least started on, preferably finished, so that we can make some real progress on these. there is quite a gap in these. Um, yeah, Kings is kind of saying right now. He was able to get one of these done in about an hour. This is really a good opportunity to get some wiki experience with people on hand who can give you a hand. Um, yeah, and so that will be on the 23rd at 7. And, you know, keep in the loop for any future ones we decide to do. I'm already kind of thinking it would be cool to do one in the future about like ways to update your characters' pages to, get some history in there and make them a bit more useful for people trying to clue into their stories partway through, that type of stuff. But yeah, for now, this is what we're focusing on.
And also, if people have suggestions for community wiki days, you can always either put those suggestions in the suggestion channel or let one of the committee members know. And we'll think about what we can kind of do in the future. It is our uh, intention to do at least one of these a month, maybe more depending on how the summer goes. Um, but this first one is really a good way to kind of cut your teeth on wiki editing. We'll walk you through everything. Um, it's a lot easier than it looks. A lot of people are concerned that they don't want to touch the wiki because they think they can break it. That's not true. Um, you're, you know, we want people to be to start getting more comfortable using the wiki and to update it more regularly. So that these days are kind of a good way to ask your questions as you're working through them and really become familiar with kind of the back end of the site.
Yep. In answer to a question in the chat, there will be snacks if you bring them. I'm bringing my own snacks. You can't have any.
Unfortunately, it is impossible for us to digitally provide snacks for you across the world.
It's BYOS. Bring your own snacks.
I thought it was bring
But
your
yeah.
own snaps.
That too. I mean, I'm bringing you, so
Last time I
That's
tried
why
to do
you're
that, I
here.
got all clawed up.
it's true.
Well, anyways, so yeah, that's gonna be the 23rd. Please make it out if you can. Um, we'll be doing more in the future, hopefully. And moving on to the next page. Oh, we're on Team Staff Awards, Worky, or did you have another slide in there?
No, there's a slide in there. I think I think we got a little out of order there.
No, I think what happened was I started the presentation and then you added the slide, and because of that,
Oh,
it
I see.
yeah. So I restarted the slideshow
Woo!
and I hit everything so no one got spoiled, and now we're back.
Hooray! So talking about sort of one of the goals for this summer and then moving into next season is we do want to just have more community days in general. I mentioned in one of our previous meetings that I was going to be doing some writing workshops this summer as well. The first writing workshop is going to be this Friday at 7:30, and depending on how the playoffs go, if there is a game Friday night, it'll be after the writing workshop. The topics that I'm going to be focusing on are some of the big ones that people kind of always ask me about is best practices for starting and finishing a story, and the basics of collaboration with a co-author. One of the things that we'll be doing this Friday is I'm actually going to have a guest speaker with me. It's Delta, who is someone that I've done a lot of collaboration with over the last couple of years. I know that's shocking to everyone that Delta and I work together pretty well. But we'd love for everyone to pop in, get some tips on where to start with story writing. Kind of like the wiki, a lot of people say that writing stories is a little daunting, and hopefully this will take away some of that fear and concern. So that's this Friday. Thanks.
Alrighty, so now we can move on to the awards. We are here.
Yes.
We're going to start in kind of inverse, I don't want to say inverse order of relevancy, but we're going to work our way from team staff all the way up to the MVP. So, starting with the team staff award, this is an award that goes to who the community thinks team-wise, that is the personal primary contact and secondary contact, either did the most work into the team or made the most enjoyable team experience. I mean, however you want to phrase it, whether or not in terms of turning a team around in performance in winning games or setting up a good RP environment for the players on the team. We used to call this the head coach award, but we wanted to also consider the general managers at the time who were involved, because it really is a collaborative project between both the primary contacts and secondary contacts of teams. So in third place, we had the Lorraine Firestorm. In second place, we had the Santa Ana Spectrums, who were the winners last season. And in first place, we have the Winnipeg Voyagers. Congratulations, Winnipeg. More specifically, Balu and Troy. I really hope that's the new That's not the new Winnipeg Voyagers logo, is it? Did I fail and use the old one?
That's the old one.
Oh, Balu, you can stab me. It's okay. I'm sorry. I grabbed the old one, not realizing that I did. But you will see the new one featured in the Sports Den tonight. I used that one there.
Yeah.
So,
Well, congrats to Winnipeg. Great job this year, to all of you, all three teams, and to the league as a whole.
yeah. Now, moving on to the sixth fur of the year. This is the fur that the league felt was the most impactful coming off the bench. There were a few restrictions regarding what could and could not be considered for this. Basically, they had to start less than half the games they played and had to have played at least 40 games, I believe. So this is the fur that performed best out of all the non-starter characters. And the third place goes to Hermione Okayu. And I'm going to absolutely butcher names, so forgive me. In second place, Prodoris, I give up.
Whoops,
Guash,
Sluggy.
what?
Sluggy.
Sluggy, yeah, Sluggy.
Oh, it's Slug your PDQ. Yeah.
And then in third place, or first place, not third place, she will kill me, is Yasina Celis. And
yeah, woo, yeah.
I was seeing Jay Wolf say at the time if Yasina ends up in second again for the third time in a row, which would have been hilarious in my opinion. Unfortunately, the league refused to snub her third year in a row. So there we have our 2022 sixth fur of the year.
Yes, indeed.
Don't worry, Jay Wolf. We can always undo that if that's the problem. Give it to Sluggy.
Yeah, we can have a recount. Some of those chads were hanging.
No, I was gonna say, what's his face? Adam Tavilla did not get his vote in time, and she actually had thrown it out because she knew he was going to vote away. But either way, moving on to most improved player, and I know you guys are a little bit behind us, but I don't want to necessarily wait for chat to catch up because we do have a game to do tonight. So for most improved player, this is the player the league felt most improved over the past season compared to the previous year. There were again restrictions. They had to have played enough games in both seasons and had enough minutes in both seasons. So if you were a rookie, this often ends up being a rookie winning because of their massive improvement after a year in the league versus, a veteran maybe who has finally entered the starting role could also typically be seen here. Or just a veteran or a regular player who hit a great stride and had the best season of their career so far, and with the first or third place, I should say.
So do you want me to say this? Do you want me to say this? Because
Malkovich.
You have trouble with names. Okay.
Save this for the broadcast, Christopher.
Sure. Go for it.
In second place, we have Andrew McDonald Rainbow. And in first place, we have Tyler Conley of the Wild Cards. And with that, we have our most improved player. Congratulations to everyone.
Congratulations to Vendela, Andrew, and Tyler.
Oh my God, pulling out the commissioner voice. Now, Defensive Player of the Year. This is the award for the player who the league felt was the biggest defensive presence on the floor. Again, no restrictions regarding position, even though it typically does go to a big fur. But a guard can, in fact, win this. They can have a significant impact on defense with their stealing ability and overall presence. In third place, we have Kevin Malka, who we'll be seeing tonight. We have Sterling Bingsing. And in first place, we have a familiar face, DQ, the polar bear out of Seattle, bringing home his second Defensive Player of the Year. I think for real this time, because I've said before he's won 2 and I've always lied.
Isn't he like 7 or 8 now?
He has not. I lied. I think Malka has had as many as him. Like I said, it all starts blurring together in me at some point. Now, moving on to, I'm sure, one of the more excited awards. We have the Rookie of the Year. Again, this is the player who was a rookie this year, who the league felt performed the best. And obviously, a second-year player could not win this, despite many of them writing their names in, I'm sure. In third place, we had Adam Cote from the San Jose Thrust. In second place, we had Teresa Coyote from the Reliant Firestorm. And in first place, Xavier Clark from the Edmonton Totems. Congratulations to all the rookies this year. I look forward to seeing how you all step up next year in your respective teams. As I'm
Those
sure,
are some big shoes to fill.
I'm sure there's a jackal freaking out right now. So we will move on to the final award of the 2021-2022 season, and that is the most valuable player. And again, this is the award that goes to the most valuable player in the league. The only caveat being that we do restrict rookies from winning this award, even though at the NBA level it is possible for a rookie to win MVP. We kind of, with the Rookie of the Year, that is essentially the MVP award for rookies. We would hate to have a Rookie of the Year, MVP, Defensive Player of the Year all be the same player, which would hopefully not happen. But if there's one year there's a draftee that someone really goes after producing content for, I could definitely see the community feeling like they deserve more than just Rookie of the Year. And we want to kind of vary the awards as much as possible. Unless Lance wants to unretire and sweep Comeback Player of the Year, Most Improved Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and Most Valuable Player. But I will stop delaying for the Most Valuable Player. In third place, we have the retiring Lemur, Narcissa Cassius. Thankfully, her name is not censored here, even though 2K will absolutely haunt my dreams forever because of that. But with her retiring, I no longer have to worry about that.
You have to worry about it for at least 4 more games.
At minimum, I've already simmed all the games. I just have to now look at it, and that's going to burn my soul as well. In second place, we had Eliza May DuPont. And in first place, someone we'll be seeing tonight, Terry O'Toole from the Albany Alphas. Congratulations to all the players this season, and congratulations once again to Terry and the finalist. For some canon clarity, the award ceremony does take place the night before the first game in the home team's conference area, and all the finalists are known beforehand, and they are invited to the we get
Award ceremony.
Yeah, the award ceremony. Sorry, I got distracted by a message in Discord. So if anyone wants to write a story, they are more than welcome to. That they would be at the award ceremony. We have had the tradition that the previous year's winner hands off the award to the new winner. So
Yeah.
if you win an award, definitely consult with the previous year's winner, and you guys can maybe work out a story after listening into Rorky's writing workshop. Talk about that segue. Anyways, the lottery. That's the other next big fun thing.
Sorry, I was thinking about like riding a Segway. When you said that, my brain went
Yeah,
entirely different
our
direction.
insurance doesn't cover that. I'm sorry.
Oh man,
And I can't imagine the commissioner, Livingstone, trying to ride Segway.
it's an extra large.
He wears two like skates.
Yeah, that's very fair.
Those big industrial tractor wheels.
There you go.
Yes. Anyways, the draft lottery. So the teams that miss the playoffs are thrown into the lottery that determines the top 8 picks. Unlike the NBA, we use a lottery system to draw all 8 picks because chaos. So what does that mean? That means instead of the NBA, where they draw only the first 3 picks, and then based off your record, the rest of the lottery is determined. Since we only have 24 teams and there's only 8 teams really that we're drawing picks for, we just decided to go with the fun of a team could end up anywhere. The worst record team could end up with the 8th overall pick, even though that'd
It's
be high.
happened.
It's happened. I will break down the percentages just to show you guys, but I'm going to now switch on over. Now there are going to be questions that Rourke will be showing off. Or sorry,
All
not
right.
showing off, well, asking. But before we get to that, sorry, I do want to dive into the lottery. So, just transparency, what the odds are. It's out of 1,000 balls. The first pick, there's a 16.5% chance of the 3 worst teams winning the number 1 overall pick. The fourth pick has a 14.5, 12.5, 10.5, 8%, and 5%. And what I've done is, and I'm going to resort it now, but I've put the players, the teams, based on the number of balls, and it's been verified. And I've sorted based off RNG, and it's been associated with a set of 4 balls. Rourke is going to be asking you a trivia question, and the first 4 people to answer correctly will have the ability to pick a number between 1 and 14, and they will essentially be picking the teams. And they don't know who they're picking because I am going to resort these balls while Rourke asks the first question.
That's
And
right.
answer
Thanks,
in the
Fidget.
chat, by the way.
So the way that this is going to work, I'm buying a little bit of time so that the chat can catch up to the to where we're at. Is I'm going to read off a question. I'm going to drop it into the chat, and the first 4 people who get the question right will be able to provide me with numbers 1 through 14. Now, don't give me any numbers until I say that you've been selected as someone who has the answer correctly. And it is first come, first served. So even if you think you have the answer correctly, if if 4 other people have it right before you, I'm going to be taking their answers first. I will read the question aloud, drop it in the chat, and then we're off. So the first question here is relevant to the finals. Who was the primary contact for either the Albany Alphas or the Winnipeg Voyagers for the 2021-2022 season? You have to give me both, please.
Yeah, I forgot about the.
Guys, Yeah, I need both primary contacts, please.
Well,
Gonna say
I
this
mean,
much. You guys
yeah,
asked for this whenever we set it up this way.
you could do either or. I was fine with that. I did say or.
I'm fine. It's cool. Uh,
I see
all right, fine.
1, 2, 3, 4. I see 4 now.
All right, that's it, guys. We're looking. Are we just taking one? Okay, we'll take one.
Yeah, just take one. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna. So the other reason why we're doing this, while Rookie, if you guys could, Rookie announce who wins and then get their numbers, and I'll show them.
Yep. So we're gonna go with Big Said. We're gonna go with Troy. We're gonna go Quinto. And
Kingsley got it too. Oh, never mind. I lied.
Yeah, technically Kingsley got it, even though he jumped the gun here. So yeah. So the 4 people, give me a number. We got 12.
So
7.
while he does that, and before I jump in, how could you find this information out, you might ask? And this is also kind of a tutorial as well for everyone. So you can always just go to the team pages itself, or you can scroll down to the team staff contacts, which is on the sidebar, and it will show you the Albany Alpha's primary contact was Rorky, secondary contact was Hero. For Winnipeg, the primary contact was Balu the Bear, and the secondary contact was Troy. Again, if you went to the Albany Alpha's page, you could scroll down here and see that the real life primary contact is Rorky. Now, people do change their names often, so it can be a little inaccurate at times. So the other way you can check is by going on to Discord. And each primary contact is required to have, and secondary contact, have the abbreviation next to their name. So as you see with Rorky, the brackets indicate that they are Albany's primary contact. Whereas you look at the parentheses around Heroes Albany means they are the secondary contact. So if you ever need help finding them on, they are supposed to be on the Discord server, and you can always just look for their name. And either the secondary or primary contact works when it comes to contacting someone from the team.
That's
Now
right. We all talk. So you can contact one or the other. We're looking at numbers 3, 7, 12, and 13.
3, 7, 12, and 13. And it's the Alaska Arctics will walk away with the number 1 overall pick.
Appreciate all of you guys taking that bribe I gave you for Alaska. Oh wait,
Forky. So now that Alaska has been picked, they will be removed from the count, and it automatically adjusts what number of balls I'm supposed to give for each team.
That's true.
It does round down, so there might be extra balls that aren't assigned just because, for fairness sake, it evenly distributes the balls between all the teams based on their percentage. So while Rorky goes about doing the next question, I will be updating this.
All right. So next question is, name one of the 2 teams that finished 12th or 13th, that is to say in the middle of the league, in terms of regular season standings. Nobody likes unassigned balls. It's very true.
Oh, I goofed that up.
How could you goof that up?
Because I was assembling a futon, and it was a lot.
All right, we have Mitch, Alana Kingsley.
Thank you, Zinvest.
And
I do know I am showing the
Xenos
back end
answered the
stuff.
same as Alana.
what was that?
Xenos answered the same as Alana, but above Alana. So that.
Okay.
Anyways, yes, Zinvest, I know I'm showing it. It gets randomized. I will black it out. This is me showing everyone what the numbers are, so they can't uh, assume I'm changing the numbers to my benefit.
All right, so we're looking at Xenos, Illa, Kingsley, and J Wolf. I'd say from here on out, if you've answered 2 questions correctly, let some other people jump in. Shay, are you really Team Edward?
Shay, I think you need to watch. There's a Therapist Reacts that does a great breakdown of the toxicity of the Twilight relationships on both sides.
All right, looking at 7, 10, 15, 16.
Okay, just keep that number for me. I am still playing catch up, and then I gotta show everyone how they could have answered that question. I'm almost there. I am on Oregon now. This becomes immediately.
Mitch, you're absolutely right. You're way up there. You'll get the first pick for the next one. Sorry, go ahead, Faded.
I was just gonna say this gets a lot easier once we have less teams I have to copy and paste. There we go. And now I just gotta do Dakota.
Oh, yeah, it is 7, guys. It's because it's 1 through 14. Come on.
All right, I'm blacking out the sort. Alrighty, so how do we answer that question? Quite simply, in fact, you go to the sidebar, click on the season page, scroll down to standings, and we have our entire league standings right here, which you would have seen. The the Baltimore Spirits finished 12th with a 42 and 38 record, and the Huntsville Mariners finished 13th with a 41 and 39 record. I promise I will stop slurring my words, hopefully, by the game start. Anyways, can I please have those lottery ball numbers again?
Yeah, absolutely. And these are totally the numbers that were there, and definitely not changed because people can't follow instructions. The numbers are 1, 7, 10, and 13.
10 and 13. And we have the first jump, and that is the Oregon Swashbucklers jumping up to the second overall pick from the 6th likely. What a shocker.
It is actually kind of shocking.
It is shocking, yes. Congratulations, Oregon. You are now the number 2 overall pick, unless you traded it away. And I did not update these, by the way. I need to do that. Because I know some trades have happened. So this is not necessarily a accurate representation.
This is pre-trade.
Yes.
All right, we're looking at question number 3, and I promise I didn't write any of these questions. We base them on the championships every year. The Albany Alphanas, wow. And I've got to do a game after this. That's great. The Albany Alphas have won 2 championships. Can you name one of the seasons where they won? I'm going to correct some spelling mistakes in this question and then post it here.
Look, I was tired.
All right, MW is correct. I need 2 more answers. Tactical and it's Bell. Yep, that's it. Nope. Come on. There we go. Shrouded. There we go. Okay. So we've got 2022. Very nice. I don't know. I have no idea. So we're looking at Mitch, MW, Tactical, and Shrouded.
Did they all say 2016?
They all said 2015, 2016. Yeah.
I am disappointed that none of you remembered the pre-canon, pre-simulation days. Tisk tisk.
So technically, Isabel, you were technically correct. So I'm gonna let you answer one for next one. They said 2005. No, they did. They absolutely won in 2005.
They did.
I'm just dumb.
I am disappointed in you, rookie.
I can't read. No, I can't read. That's all. Yeah. What's 2005?
Okay.
Look,
yeah.
the whole committee is running off of like 4 hours of sleep total. So I apologize for
children,
that.
back in the year 2005.
All right.
Okay, they're
let's
banned.
go. TC, it's Bell. Give me some numbers. Shrouded, you'll get a number for next pick because I'm terrible. Or
Well,
Shay, you can take TC's spot. Just I need numbers, guys.
while we discover that riveting number set, how could you discover what teams won what championships? Well, if you go to the team page, and I'm going to show you Winnipeg just because the reason why they were excluded was because they have not won one yet. There is a list of championships on each team page. They usually list the year, but if they don't, you can always just click on the championships hyperlink and search for them here. Now, it goes back to 1961. Remember that the actual canon kind of started around this period of time. Anything before this was decided by the commissioner at the time in the community, and this is everything that's happened since then. So, if you have a question canon-wise, like for example, you're writing a character whose father played for the 1983 Baltimore Spirits, it might be important to know that they won a championship that year. We have not laid out the entire playoffs, so there is some wiggle room, but the champions have been decided at least back till 61.
All right, we got 2, 4, 8, and 10.
All right. 2, 4, 8, 10.
Then we do
The
it
Pittsburgh
over again.
Keystones jump up to number 3. Unfortunately, Kento just left. So that is unfortunate, but make sure to spam Kento. Don't spam Kento, but Kento will find out once they realize.
Cool. Yay.
Yay.
In 2005, I was definitely out of college. Yep.
Are they making you feel old?
A little bit. Yeah. I'm not gonna say my age, but it's lower than 40. All right. Moving on. Name the player who was signed the highest monetary value contract this past offseason. Questions are going to get harder.
A little bit, yes. We do want you guys to understand how to kind of search for things in the wiki that you might find relevant or be relevant for multiple people, including team staff and even for storyline reasons. You know, your player's going into free agency and you want them to get paid as much as the player last year got paid.
All right. Yeah, it's a bell. Good job. We got Isabel, Alana, all the I names. Sorry, internet, you did not get that. J.
Did they
Puck
guess shitbird?
and Xenos. No, they guessed Ash. All right. So we got Isabel. I want to keep saying Isabel. I apologize. Alana, Josh, and Xenos. Yeah, Alaska's definitely not bitter about it. Nope, nope. Speaking as the secondary contact for Alaska, I can tell you that. The primate contact was just perfectly fine with it.
That's because the pig loves drama.
Yeah, Delta out of everyone is the most dramatastic person in the FBA. All right, we got 2, 6, 7, and 8.
Okay, before we pick that, I want to show you guys how you could figure the heck out who was the most paid player last season. If you go to the transaction page, again, on the sidebar is your friend, everyone. We try and put the most relevant stuff there if we can. Go to signings. You can sort by contract value, and you can see that the answer was Ogun Okayu. Now, we weren't looking for the most value per year because that would have been Sterling. You can always just do the math of divide by years, but we were looking for the total value, which was Ogun 90 million, Arthur Ashe not too far behind with 85 million, and then Lauren Fash at 80 million over 5 years. So that is how you can find out information regarding signings, like the length, any special notes, etc. So
Well, TC, now you know how to find it.
exactly, now everyone has the knowledge beamed directly into their brain. I can't do that to snacks, but I can do that with information.
All right, so we've got just 3 questions left.
What's
and,
the number? We haven't picked the team yet.
I
You did
okay,
read them, but
sweet.
I don't put them in until I know I've explained information.
That's fair. That's entirely fair. We're looking at 2, 6, 7, 8.
2, 6, 7, 8. The Williamsburg Minutemen jump ahead of Tallahassee and Queens to take the 4th overall pick.
Go Minutemen.
Queens and Tallahassee starting to sweat now, I think.
All right. Okay. Looking at question number 5. 5 out of 7, and even though there are 8 teams, just math wise, once we have number 7, we'll have number 8.
No, we have to still draw balls.
Oh, are you still going?
No.
I
No, we're not going to draw balls on the last one.
All right. I mean, we could. It'd be silly. Which rookie won the Rookie All-Star Game Player of the Game this season? It's a mouthful.
I see one winner. I see 2.
Okay, we got 3 winners so far.
I'm just enjoying watching the scramble to figure.
Right. All right, internet. Sam, TC, and
And Bell?
it's a Bell. Though it's a Bell. This you've gotten two now. This is the last one you can answer.
Alrighty, while we get that information done, I will explain how you could have figured the heck that out. If you go to there's actually two ways. Usually we have the All-Star Week posted on the sidebar, but let's say it's not there and you're looking for the previous season. If you head to the season page, scroll to the bottom, find the season you want, and then go down here, you'll see the All-Star game. If you click on this, it'll open the All-Star Week. Head on down to the Rookie Challenge and find out who won. In this case, it was Tyler Rutherfield, 24 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Teresa Kyoto was also very close to winning. Came down just to the efficiency grade. And, yep, that's, like I said, both of them good guesses for people who were going based off the top of their head. But it was Rutherfield in the end that won. And again, you can find all the words, all the contests from the All Star game here, and you can always find it by the bottom of the season page if it's from a previous year.
All right, let me know when you're ready for those numbers.
I'm ready for those numbers.
3, 7, 9, 11.
The Queen's Pride finally come off the board at the 5th overall pick. And everyone was worrying Dakota was going to get the number 1 overall pick.
Are we sure it's not the Pride Queens?
They can be whoever they want to be.
That's fair. Wonder what they did for Pride Month.
They just brought all the lions out to the yard.
It's true.
Story
It's very true.
Central.
Yeah. So moving on. Yes, we get to.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do the next question.
All right. Question number 6. How much did the Santa Ana Spectrums pay out in FBA contracts this year?
If Blades doesn't get this off the top of his head, I am disappointed.
All right. Remember, if you've answered 2 questions already, yeah, a lot exactly. If you've answered 2 questions already, let a couple people jump in. Different people.
I should answer. I never answer. I haven't gotten an answer since the very first one.
I've actually been finding it myself so I can write down the names quickly.
$1 million.
No, that's how much I win if you guys get the extra balls. It's never happened, so I'm disappointed.
Also, a few people answered that have already answered twice, so we're still waiting for a 4th one that hasn't answered twice.
All right, Mitch, Blades, JW, and Sam.
All right, while you guys figure that out, how in the world could you know how much a team has spent this season? Well, if you go on to their team page, in this case the Santa Ana Spectrums, you will find all that lovely info down here. They had 91 million available to them this season. They paid out 77 million. That's the sum of all these numbers right here. This is how much they have left available that they could trade or use to buy out contracts. So, in fact, they were 14 million under the cap, which is quite low compared to some teams such as the Plymouth Taproots, and I'm going to pick on them a little bit because I know they spent, I think, every penny they could. And nope, they did have 1 penny available left over. They spent 95 million last season. I am ready for the numbers for the second to last pick anytime.
All right, we're looking at 1, 2, 5, and 8.
God, I wish you guys would collaborate and do 1, 2, 3, 4, but so close.
See, now it's not going to be natural.
I know now it's not going to be natural. Tallahassee comes off the board. We find ourselves with the Tennessee Moonshiners and Dakota Bikers as the last two available. And here I was hoping the Dakota Bikers could actually have the number 1 overall pick, but they've been denied. How dare. They only have a 38% chance of getting the 7th pick.
All right.
You can do final question, by the way. I'm already ready.
Cool. All right. Name one asset that was traded in the only 3-team trade of the 2021-2022 season.
This is a good one because I know it's going to take people a while to figure out what happened.
All right, looks like we have enough responses. We're looking at Troy. Shay. That's not correct. Sorry. Troy, Josh, Big Said, and TC.
TC? What did TC answer?
Yigo Gorig.
Okay. Okay. I was looking at TC's earlier about Wallace Butler, and I'm like, that's incorrect. So while you four get your numbers, how could you find this out? If we head back to the transaction page and go to trades, two-team trades are listed here. It's organized as Team 1, what they're giving up, aka what Team 2 receives, and then the Team 2, what they're giving up, aka what Team 1 receives. So you can imagine this goes over here, this goes over here. For the 3-team trade, it's a little bit more complicated because each team is passing assets to another team, and then that team is passing assets to another team, and then that team is passing assets back to the original team as a big old loop. Now, in this case, the Las Vegas Wildcards traded Yugori Ryu, that's all I'm going to say, and $2 million in their 2021-2022 cap space, that's LVG's cap space, to the Winnipeg Voyagers. Team 2 receives. Team 2 sent Connor Carrickle to Team 3, which was Tennessee. And then Tennessee sent Imelda Mora and $1 million in their cap space back to Team 1. So that is how 3-team trade works and how you can find information regarding trades and how to read this spreadsheet because it can be a little confusing, but just keep track of the team and what team receives what. That is how the best way I would describe how to follow what's happening. Now, I believe we are ready for the final. Will Tennessee get the 7th pick, or will Dakota slide up only one spot? Ready for the numbers, rookie.
All right.
Rayurikov. Okay. I promise I have not said his name wrong for 4 games.
We're looking at 1, 7, 9, and 13.
Oh, and it's a boring finale as Tennessee takes the 7th pick, leaving Dakota with the final 8th overall pick. And with that, we have our draft lottery complete.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by. Super appreciate everyone being here. We're going to take probably 10 minutes. Faded, is that?
Sure, we can do a 10-minute break. I can go get water and prepare for the live broadcast of Game 1.
All right. So I also want to just kind of mention here, like, I don't know anything about any of the games here. This is a live broadcast, so yeah, it'll be fun. I wish taking my commissioner hat off and putting my Albany hat on. Wishing Winnipeg the best of luck. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy the finals. It's supposed to be a pretty good one.
Yep, and by the way, the chat will move to the FBA finals, please. And regarding spoilers, please keep spoilers out of the general chat until the next day. By that, I mean the next game.
We going to 2K broadcast or finals chat?
Please go into the 2K broadcast chat, sorry. And you can also discuss the playoffs in the playoffs. Like, it's fine in either. But I'm going to be paying... Oh, wow. Is there a final chat, too?
I didn't create those. It's not my fault.
I don't know what's going on.
All right, the official channel for tonight's broadcast and all the broadcasts as they're occurring will be the 2K broadcast chat. If you're going to talk specifically about the finals, I don't know why we have a finals channel. I didn't create it. Faded didn't create it.
I don't think I created it.
If you're talking specifically about the finals, go to that chat. If you're talking about the playoffs as a whole,
it must have been last year's finals. That's why. And then we created the FBA chat this year.
Yeah. All right. So if you want to talk about like the draft lottery and stuff like that, keep that in the playoffs chat and stuff like that. Finals chat you can use. I don't care. Just know that we're moderating the 2K broadcast chat for tonight. You can talk about anything anywhere else in the chat. We don't care. All of these categories are arbitrary. Faded and I are going to take a little bit of a break, and we'll be back at 8:15 to get this party started.
Oh my God, guys, I apologize. I have done a dumb. It is a very minor dumb. But we may have to redo it again. I mistakenly put... I put the last 8 teams with the worst records. Arizona Whips, actually, Tennessee Moonshiners should not have been, because they were the 8th seed. So I lied. In Tennessee's place is Arizona, because they would have finished ahead of the Bikers. I'm fine with that. Arizona gets the 7th pick. Because I made the mistake, and it was just because the, here. As we can see here, Arizona technically finished better than Dakota, but they basically had the same odds of winning. So I meant to say Tennessee made the playoffs, but they had a worse record than both Dakota and Arizona. But Arizona, you get the 7th overall pick because you had the worse odds technically, but you got the better odds. Because I don't really care. Dakota's fine getting the 8th overall pick. Unless Rourke wants to step in and say, no, we have to redo the whole lottery drawing again.
I say this is highly unacceptable.
Well, so here's the thing. The percentages wouldn't have changed. The only thing is
No.
Dakota should have been where Tennessee was, and Arizona should have been where Dakota was, based off percentages. I don't care. I did the oopsie. I don't mind Dakota taking a one-hit knock, one step back. Because, of
Wait, so-
course, I did this as we were preparing for the meeting, and I went, oh, Tennessee had the 18th worst record. Okay, they clearly didn't make the playoffs.
Wait, so no, there's a team that you're missing then, right?
It was Arizona. Arizona should have been where Tennessee was. I had Arizona making the playoffs.
Got it.
So, Arizona, again, the only thing that was wrong was that the names should have been Dakota Bikers and then Arizona. The percentages wouldn't have changed, just the names. Anyways, with that, we're going to end with a 10-minute break. Thank you for pointing that out, Troy. My brain was broken, clearly, as I've gone insane. You're just witnessing the insanity finally spread into the real world.
Tom Brady, who. All right, and with that, we'll be back shortly to do a thing with the stuff, and it'll be fun. Everyone loves fun, right? See you guys in 10 minutes. Bye.
Bye.